I'm thinking it might perform better.
And this engine
It's stuck.
Huh?
What?
Guys, I gotta go change my pants.
Oh yeah!
Get in the woods.
They get in the mud. Make way. Oh, dude! On today's episode of Cars and Cameras, we're doing some spicy engine swaps on our 3-engine mini bike. There it is. So we took our 3-engine drag bike to the drag strip a few months ago and ran about mid 60 mile an hour ET in the 8th mile. Today, we're gonna get between 70 and 80 with the help of 3 hot engines. So we're gonna be going from about 27 combined horsepower to more than 40. In addition to the engine swaps, we're going to build and install the highly requested 3-into-1 exhaust system to check out the sound and performance difference. So we have a true mishmash of engines we're going to be swapping on our 3-engine bike. We have a Jiangdong 196 off of our original Trailmaster. This engine has well over 100 hours on it. It's got a lot of head work and aggressive camshaft. One time we even broke the crankshaft in half and we rebuilt it, put a new one in there. An oldie but a goodie. This is a Tillotson 225 that we did some head work to. It's got a 24 flat slide carburetor. It's a hot engine, but it was in a 3-hour mini bike endurance race, and well, it's a little smoky, but it still makes good power. This is Charles's Dirt Hog engine, a Tillotson 212 with a Mod 2 cam. It's more of a torque build. So the idea is that this engine is going to make all the torque to help these two get off the line, and then once we get to RPM, these two are going to help drag that one along. That's our thinking. Combined horsepower, we're probably between 40 and 45, up from 27. How much of that's going to get to the tire and how much faster it's going to make the bike, that's what we're here to find out. So let's get started.
Now that we got the engines installed, we're basically checking the tension on the chains, lubing them up. And while they're doing that, I'm working on the throttle cables, and then we're going to be working on the exhaust. Now we're doing something a little bit special this time. We're going with a 3-in-1 exhaust. I think that's going to sound really cool, and I don't know what to expect. It ought to help the performance too. Scavenging. We've got a selection of old headers, and what I'm thinking is modifying these old headers. We're going to chop it off maybe right here, and we're going to run a pipe right across here. We're going to cut a slit in this so it can just go directly in the top of this pipe going back and joining up with this pipe right here, and so on and so forth. So it's going to be really cool. It's going to sound cool, I'm pretty sure, and it's going to help actually strengthen these 3 engines. It's a bridge. It's bridging all 3 engines together, keeping the vibration down. So it ought to, I'm thinking it might perform better. I mean, that sounds really weird, but we're just putting 3 exhaust pipes together, but I think it's going to help out with any vibrations and engine performance and stuff. So yeah, thumbs up here, buddy.
So now that I've got all 3 chains, engines tensioned, we're ready to check the throttle cable. What do you think?
The throttle cable, it's dialed. It's dialed.
We're going to check WOT just to make sure.
Oh, we got WOT. Aren't you more concerned about idle?
Yeah, let's check out.
It's fine. Don't you hear the snap?
Yeah, I must say.
It's good.
I must say it was a lot harder than last time. Yeah, this is a lot easier than last time. Before I almost broke my thumb.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it looks like we hit all 3 of them are at idle. What do you think? This is gonna be kind of cool to see.
Well, that looks like at idle and WOT. That one looks idle in WOT. That one's so far back I can't get my eyes to it.
That one's fine.
That one's WOT?
Yeah.
And you think
try it
it's
again?
idle?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So, let's check the idle by taking the cables loose here and just kind of, oh yeah, look.
Oh, there's a little bit of slack.
Check all of them because we want them to be about the same.
Oh yeah, so that way they're all snappy.
Yeah. All right. So there's a nice fuel tank setup you got here,
Oh
buddy.
yeah, had
So
the
we-
personal stash.
So we got 2 tanks feeding 3 engines.
I think that's hilarious.
Oh yeah.
It's just a tea. It's a good thing we're only racing 8th mile, boys. Cause
Yeah.
we're gonna be draining that.
Right.
But it'll be alright.
And we have
I went
the
with a big fuel line, as you can see.
Big fuel line for extra gas.
NASCAR. So we got the exhaust going in on this side. We got 3 engines going to go through basically 1 pipe. So what we've got here is some just old pieces of exhaust. That one's a bit newer.
Into a 1 1/4 tube.
Into a larger diameter tube, going into the largest diameter single pipe we got back there. So you don't want all 3 engines feeding through
Like
a
a
small
1-inch tube.
diameter tube. So we had to break out our one of our nice headers so it'll breathe. So we're just kind of checking and making sure it's not going to be a leg burner.
Hopefully not.
Dude, that's gonna look cool.
And I don't think
You
it's
are
a
in
leg
the
burner.
clear.
I think that's good.
That's gonna look sweet.
Throttles work better. They're not as hard as what they were before.
Oh, it's
So-
bad.
I can't wait to hear this thing run.
Oh, it's gonna sound wild.
Yeah.
I'm very curious on what it's actually going to sound like. This is 3
gonna
into
s-
1.
It's going to sound like a Geo Metro
You think
with
so?
an open header. All right, boys, so what we're going to do is we're going to tack weld everything together. And then I'm going to just kind of make things work.
You mean put little pieces of metal back on it?
Well, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And hope that as it cools, it doesn't twist.
All right, guys, cover.
Yep.
Alright. So the exhaust is welded up. It looks good. We don't recommend welding up an exhaust with it bolted on the engine, right, eh?
That's right.
But it'll be fine. We got the fuel line hooked up. We're gonna see what it sounds like. I hope it sounds like an inline 3. That would make me so happy.
So you're going to start with that one first?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see. I guess we have absolutely no kill switch, and this engine.
It's stuck.
Huh?
What?
We got stuck in
We
it.
locked it up without even running it.
How?
Do you think it's hydrolocked?
Is that one the one that had fuel?
That one did flood.
It's hydrolocked.
Oh, it's hydro. What does that mean?
It filled the top of the cylinder up with fuel.
Oh.
So the piston won't go up anymore.
Because it's full of fuel.
Yeah,
Yep.
it might be.
Yep.
So we should probably change the oil or at least check it, right?
As fast as, I mean, if we caught it fast enough, it should be all right.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, so scratch the hydrolock. It might be just.
It might not be hydrolock. It's just
What?
might be
We didn't
locked.
check it.
it's regular lock.
We didn't
Why?
check it.
This engine, we didn't do it.
It had oil in it.
It wasn't me. Oh god.
Wait, do you think it locked up on the shelf?
I don't. But yeah, how does it lock up on the shelf?
Shop gremlins.
Shop gremlins.
What is it doing?
It's making a. Let's see.
It's making most of a rotation.
Wait, did we break another crankshaft?
It's making almost a full revolution, but it's stopping.
I wonder if something's in the way of the coil
Could be something in the coil.
or the magnet.
So we'll just take the
Let's
full
take the
cover
side.
off.
Yeah, because it spins and then it goes clunk.
Yeah.
So
Could have something stuck in the magnet.
that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah. It's internal. What happened?
What?
I wonder if it's a valve stuck. So we're gonna take the valve cover off and we're gonna take a look.
Okay.
Boys, I guess we should have checked the engine before putting it on here.
Like usually we know if something's blown up though.
I mean, it ran.
When?
Ran when parked, man.
We put the new
Come on.
We put the new crankshaft in it and it ran.
Yeah, but how
And
long ago was
How
that?
long ago?
That was the last time.
How long ago?
But I mean, that doesn't mean that it would have locked up.
I'm betting that
Maybe
it
it
had-
doesn't
Maybe
just
it does.
lock up.
Do I have my borescope here? So I've got my borescope here. If there's anything in the top of the cylinder, I should be able to see it. I don't see anything, dude.
Nothing.
I don't see nothing.
Yeah, let's just crank this one up. Just this one.
Yeah, we'll
See what
crank
happens.
just this one.
I want to
and
see what
happens.
it sounds like.
Yeah.
That sounds like a knock to me.
I'm trying to choke off.
That sounds bad.
Oh, really bad.
Y'all want to let it go again, or?
Yeah.
I think I heard an
All right.
inside.
So whoever wrote it last time,
Didn't.
I guess didn't want to tell the other people.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
All right, so we're going to look into the problem that we've got. Charles is removing the header so we can remove the 3-engine header. So we can remove the head off of this block and see if it's in the top end. I hope that my header modification on the engine didn't hurt anything. So it's possible, but I'm going to say it's something else.
Whose bright idea was this? Okay. Huh. That's a cool looking header though.
Whoa.
Guys, that is cool. It looks like a really big little version of like a
This is a lot.
No, old flathead Fords had
4.3.
had 3 exhaust
This is a-
ports, even though they were V8s.
Dude, it's a passenger side long tube for a V6.
Yeah. That's cool.
It does look like a header, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does. It is a header.
Well, yeah.
Alright. There's some stuff in there. Can you see that? Yeah. There's evidence of debris in there. You see it?
That little thing that probably came off when we took the header off.
Yeah.
What? That probably came out. What?
Okay. I'll give you
I
the
mean-
benefit of the doubt.
Whatever. It literally smells like gear oil. Charles, stick your nose up here.
Did somebody put gear oil in this?
It smells like gear oil.
Oh wow, it really does.
Dude, did someone put gear oil in this? Please don't be in a Deborah in there.
Oh, something's been.
Oh Lord.
Oh, there's the Deborah right there.
Oh.
It's
It's
Oh,
you.
I-
It's
it
me.
was
It's me.
Oh.
So okay, so basically what happened is that piece of Deborah was thin enough but yet big enough. It wasn't letting the piston come all the way to the top. So like it was like trying to do it with no head gasket and an extra thin head.
She's all good now.
Right there.
She's all good.
Yeah, but guess what? We can
What?
clean it up, put the head back on, and it'll run
You think
just
we
fine.
got a bent valve though? You got
Nah.
got it.
Oh God!
Oh! Hold on, pick it up! Pick it up! Pick it up!
It's
Pick it
still
up!
leaking fuel. There you go.
Guys, I gotta go change my pants. All right. Yep, that was my fault for real, guys.
Well, we should
And,
spin it over now and
Yeah, let's hold on.
see
Hold
if
on.
it's chunky
we
at all.
got a bent valve.
How do we got a bent valve?
Wait,
'Cause
because the debris whacked the valve, went away.
Oh man!
Yeah, we got a bent. Look.
You know that. You taught me that.
There's gappage right there. Look at that.
But that's the intake.
I know.
Dude, maybe it like had a little party in there and then it
Whoa,
settled.
whoa.
It had
But
to-
we never cranked it. We never
It
pulled
ran.
it over.
It
ran.
ran.
We ran it.
But
Listen to him, dude.
But
It's not
it's
my
the
fault.
intake. It's
but-
the intake.
but
And I'm sitting over here with my hand in my pants, trying to keep the gas off my body.
hold on.
And remember, you said something about the spring was cocked and stuff. Maybe.
Send a picture of this to someone with no context.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
That's where
That's some damage right
that's
there,
where
man.
it started hitting, and then we flattened it enough. So yeah, we
Did a little bit of damage. We
It'll be
gotta
fine.
look at the wall. Yeah, it'll be fine, dude.
oh, it scratched the cylinder wall.
Yeah.
Extra horsepower.
Yeah.
Less horsepower.
Well, it's alright. A little less compression. We're gonna boost it anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so we got our head gasket copper coated, and just want to point out, don't do what we do. We knew better. I knew better.
Yeah, learn from us.
John even said it, and I just said it'd be fine, and guess what? It wasn't that fine. So don't do what we do. This was a learning experience, and it'll be fine.
I like that sound.
No more clunking, guys.
Does it feel like it's got any Oh, no, because there's no
hold
spark plug in it. It's like, huh, it doesn't sound like it has compression. There's also no plug in it.
Yes.
might need 3 headers.
You might need 3 separate headers.
Yes.
So it's weird how on like a small block Chevy, the header, all the collectors don't fight each other, right?
Right.
But this
Well-
it might have to do with the fact they're 3 completely different engines.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm going to try the front one by itself and just see if it stalls on me, because it could be a running issue with that front engine.
Yeah.
Because the middle 2 are doing fine, but yeah, they seem to be fighting against each other or something. They're not running right.
You could try them individually, and see if we're just having weird issues with each one individually.
I bet you the header is
causing our problems.
causing our problems.
Yeah.
Other than that,
Okay, so Ike thinks it's acting like a carburetor. This engine ran great last week on the Dingo.
uh-huh.
So, like, I'm inclined to think that it's the header, because that was the one change that we made to it. Or it could have been a bunch of welding slag in the head, but we're not going to talk about that.
The odds of me doing
2 out of 3?
2 out of 3 or 3 out of 3,
pretty low.
slim. I couldn't tell you how many times I've welded a header on an engine, and this is the first time it's ever bit me in the butt.
Yeah. Well, let's see what happens. Let's break it down. So, what we've learned so far is that
Don't weld exhaust pipe while it's mounted on the engine.
yeah, that was funny.
I knew better.
What we also learned is that our 3-in-1 header isn't working quite as well as we hoped. Ike guesstimated that we would have a performance loss because of scavenging and pulses and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But it seems to be affecting the performance of the engines a lot worse than what we thought. So,
I didn't think it was going to affect it the way it was. Really, we probably should have equal length runners. So each one would be 4 foot long, going in 3 pipes going into 1 larger pipe, all equal. And what we've got is 1 pipe going into another pipe at T's and stuff. And I think that affects the running. I didn't think it was going to affect it as bad, but apparently it's not going to work.
Yeah, but we're not willing to give up on it
No.
quite yet.
We're going to give it another go.
We're having some running issues with the front engine. Ike seems to think it's carburetor related, so I think we're going to pull this header off once it cools, throw a regular header on there, and maybe play around with the carburetor and see if we can get it fixed. And once we know that engine runs right, we can fire all 3 up again, as well as re-gear it, because we put a taller gear on it for a little bit more top speed, and it totally killed our bottom end.
What's it geared for, buddy?
It's geared for 90 miles an hour at 7,500 RPM, so that might be a little bit quick for the 8th mile.
It's a little too tall. We're going to be struggling
Just
out of the
lugging
hole.
so bad. So I think we're going to go up to a 58. We had a 54 on here before.
59.
59, okay. So we're going to go to a 58. We're going to get that front engine cleared up and give this 3-in-1 header another shot. But you know how engines have firing orders for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Ours has a firing order that changes because they're all idled differently and they all rev up at different times. So what we're
Yeah.
probably having is exhaust pulse that is fine momentarily, and then you get pulses that make their way into the combustion chamber while the exhaust valve is open on one of these other engines, and it's cramping the style of the other engine. This 225 is probably cramping the style of this 196 because it's, well, probably more compression, more CC,
Yeah.
flows more air. We're learning. So we're going to let this cool off, figure out that front engine, and give it another shot.
Whoa. Whoa, yeah. Much better. Much better. Let's see if they all stay running though. Oh,
You snapped a chain?
Number 2 to 3.
Number 2 to 3. Oh,
Oh, well,
that was cool.
This thing, when I don't know, about 40 mile per hour roll, that's when things start to
Get serious?
get serious. It's gonna be hot, Charles. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Because this thing, I don't know if y'all noticed, but it starts spinning the rear tire when I'm going down this road.
Yeah. That is cool.
The master link let go. Or, well, hold on. I don't know.
Anyhow, we snapped a link.
Oh, no. Yeah, the master link's still on the end right there.
So we snapped a link. So that's really cheap chain though. Does it look like it ovaled out the hole before breaking? Yeah. Right there.
So the chain is really stretched.
Yeah, the good chain we have on here, I'll link it in the description, but the good chain, that's fine. It's the...
And it's got all the torque, and it's still held up. So
Yeah.
that just goes to show.
Yeah.
Right.
Get that racing chain.
So we need to see if we got any good 35
More good
chain.
chain.
I think we're out.
Well, the
I think
issue,
I have some.
potential issue, is you have wheel spin here,
Yeah.
and that's kind of your saving grace on the drive line.
Uh-huh.
On the track, I don't think it's going to wheel spin. It's just the drive line is going to have to take all that stress.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah. That was cool.
This thing's pretty fast. When all 3 engines are going.
Like, the look on your face was like a truly, what have I done?
Yeah.
It was awesome.
All right.
So what did we learn today from swapping 3 built engines on our 3-engine mini bike? I think we learned that, yeah, it got a whole lot faster. We didn't end up with a ton of driveline loss. We learned that cheap chain is cheap chain and doesn't hold up to all this torque. We need to get our hands on some more Gold to Go Power Sports chain, something that'll hold up at the drag strip. We learned that our 3-into-1 header probably was hurting our performance. So in the next episode, right before we load up to go to the drag strip, we're going to run a couple of test passes with this setup and then with the header just to give it one more shot at redemption. But like I said, we need to get our hands on some new chain first. So it threw rocks from wheel spin while you were going 40 miles an hour by us.
Yep.
This thing is a rocket ship, and I can't wait to see what it puts down at the drag strip. So you can catch all of that on the next episode of Cars and Cameras. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video today, and subscribe to the channel to catch us take this to the drag strip. Let us know in the comments, what do you think it's going to run in the 8th mile? It ran at 10:30 or so before at 62 or 3 miles an hour. Let us know in the comments, what's the ET, what's the trap speed? I'd be happy with anything in the 9s, over 70 miles an hour. Anyway, until then, we'll see you next time. I don't know, I
dude,
guess it...
we've asked a lot from other engines, and we've never had this
Well,
happen.
this is a 196.
This is a Jang
Oh.
Dog 196. Yeah, some things I guess you're not really supposed to...
Dude, this 196 was running with the big boys.
Yeah. This
It
was
really
a hot
was.
little motor.
Yeah.
Oh, wow,
But
it
I
really
guess-
does.
Dude, did someone put gear oil in this?
That's not good.
I mean, okay, sometimes you do.
What?
No,
What?
no,
What?
I'm not taking
Oh, okay.
responsibility.
No, but I'm gonna just throw this out there. I grabbed some gear oil one time, and it had radiator fluid.
That's
in it.
what
And
I was
that
gonna say.
And that went in the rear diff of my 4-wheeler. I filled it up with radiator fluid.
All right, here we go, guys. We're pulling this off.
All right.
All right, here we go.